So we are going to be getting into game then. Of course, it is Ninjas in Pyjamas versus Gambit. And first of 4 games here today, and hoping for an action-packed one. I think we are going to get a game like that. This Evelyn from the jungle is going to be a constant threat coming out all over the place. And if we look down some of the starting items here, actually Darian going pretty deep in the utility side of things and starting with a Doran's Blade.
Okay, so he wants to go for a lot of dominance in his lane. So now if he does get 1v2'd, he's going to have even a harder time just sustaining away. But yeah, it's really interesting to see. I mean, it's kind of something that's becoming more common just with the Doran's Blade, but down the utility tree pretty far. He didn't really grab the Ghost Wards. He doesn't have the extra vision. He doesn't have any vision at all. So maybe he's really expecting Diamond to kind of camp him a little bit, give him a little bit of early game dominance.
I just saw Darker actually coming out of their jungle there, putting a ward down, which was actually spotted by Ninjas in Pyjamas. They were just all stood there waiting on that corner brush area, so they were just seeing if they could get an opportunity maybe for a sneaky little bit of first blood action. That didn't work out for them though, and now NIP are actually headed up towards the Tribush.
Oh, he's gonna go for the bubble over the wall. They don't have a ward on it, and Gambit aren't sitting there, but luckily for them, they weren't, because that would have been so dangerous. That would have most likely been a first blood, but right now, NIP, they don't know they're setting up on a ward up there, and Gambit not gonna react, not gonna really go for anything off of it.
Yeah, and NIP themselves actually starting to back away somewhat from that area. We did see them just put a pink ward down, so they know that there is now Gambit vision around that one, and they'll now realize why no one came anywhere near that one. But with that pink ward in the top, we'll see where they actually split off here, because it looks like we could be seeing the lane switch happening, but for both sides.
Yeah, so I mean, NIP, like, just because they put the pink ward down, they knew what was up there, and they're going for a 2v2 here. So we're going to see how well it's going to work out. Obviously, both teams are going to have a lot of hope from their supports and a lot of damage, and both supports are actually running Ignite, so they're looking for some kills.
Yeah, looking to secure the kills, as was always. Deficio losing out on a bit of gold there for that one. It's literally a split second too late coming in to finish off that ward. Let's have a look. Extinct already taking some good damage. Darian actually using his Ignite very early up in this one, and that's just because he wants to force Extinct to back away as early as he can, right?
Yeah, he wants that early level too, because that gives him so much more damage. Obviously, Jace, you don't have that ultimate to level up anymore, so you have 6 abilities right off the bat, and he's really going to be able to punish Extinct quite well.
Well, there's an interesting stat for you. Of course, Genja playing Varus this game and has played him 7 times with a 71% win ratio, but right now he's under all kinds of pressure. Freeze going right in there, and there you see the danger completely of that level 2 Draven pressure coming in from Freeze.
And not to mention the combo of Nami and Draven, because the bubble landed and they just completely collapsed it. But right now, Darian's in trouble here bottom.
Yeah, Darian now going to have to try and get away from this one. The taunt going to land. Maluno's in there. Flash away from Darian, but Maluno flashes in. Knockup comes down, and Maluno secures first blood for NIP. Looked like they could have got it in that top lane earlier, but now they have got it in the bottom.
What a fantastic flash taunt out of Extinct as well, just to catch him there, get the red buff slow on him, get the knockup, and just lock him down. And we talked about he doesn't have any wards bottom. He still doesn't at the moment as he's heading back down there, and that's really dangerous. That means he can be ganked over and over again.
Very, very strong start here. Look at the early CS between the AD carries. 21-5 right now for Freeze over Genja after forcing him back, almost killing him for a first blood. As Björnsson here going to take some pressure from Alex Ich, but we see now that Varus is coming down to this bottom lane, and they said, we don't want to play 2v2 against this Draven, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him. He almost died at level 1 or 2 towards the top side, but wow, so it looks like Extinct is back in here, and they're actually going to keep this AD carry support lane against each other. They don't want to give Genja a free lane to farm it after pretty much shutting him down right off the bat, and this is going so well for NIP. I mean, having Maluno get the first kill, obviously not exactly who you want to give it to, but it makes it so he can roam around the jungle a lot quicker and really provide a lot more ganks.
Extinct will finally be recalling. I thought it was just going to hang around there and see if they could catch anyone with another taunt, because that's a guaranteed bubble if you do land that taunt. Mid lane, though, Diamond is just hanging around. That's the beauty of the Evelyn, you know, the stealth mechanic of it. You can literally just stand there in lane to come through it for the gank.
Yeah, and the thing is, it forces the other team to buy a lot of pink wards. Obviously, green wards aren't going to help out too much, as we do have a pink ward down bottom here, but it's not going to spot the ward that's in the bush for Gambit. But Diamond hasn't really been too successful. He hasn't really been able to make anything happen just yet, which is a little unlike him. Usually he is that person getting in there making the plays.
Well, we're just 5 minutes in. Plenty of time for Diamond to be making his mark on this map. And look at that, how quickly that lane has been pushed up there. back on towards Genja's turret. Darien right now could be in trouble again at this top lane. Where's the pressure coming in? They're actually hammering back there. Taunt is going to land. Have they got the damage to finish off? There was the knock-up, and Maluna will make it 2 kills from 2 visits, and it's Darien that falls both times.
It seems like the story happens all too much for Gambit, with Darien just getting camped, getting killed consistently, and right now with those 2 kills, NFP has to make something happen off of it. I mean, obviously they can go for an early dragon if they want, since Bluno has 1,400 gold to spend, but if you don't punish Alex, if you don't punish Genja, if you don't punish Diamond, then obviously you're not going to win the game too easily, but still, Freeze is punishing Genja quite well. He does have, obviously, a 10 CS advantage, which has actually, Genja he's been doing a good job of catching back up, considering it was like 21-7 off the bat.
Freeze and Deficio thinking they're being sneaky here, but that's obviously not the case. They're stood right on top of a Gambit ward right now. A lot of pings coming down. They're waiting for Maluno to actually get involved on the action here. Lots of pings coming down as Freeze decides, you know what? I want that CS. I've already started to get a lead as they are going to lock Darko up there in the bubble. And look at that, half of his health gone. I mean, we're talking about a Sona here that's very, very squishy at these, or just in general anyway, but certainly at these early levels where, you know, Draven is pretty much the champion to beat her when it comes to that kind of thing.
And considering that was 2 hits, it took her down to half health, like that is ridiculous. You see what Freeze picked up, double Doran's Blade, because he wants to hold his early game dominance. As you can see with the damage he did in that little bit of a trade, it's working out quite well for them, but we do have a gang potentially coming down middle.
Oh, top lane though, we are going to see Darien here going down to Extinct, and well, the minions actually finishing off Darien there, as we are going to see now Genja in trouble in the bottom lane. Can he escape this one? No, he can't. Deficio actually picks up the kill as they're going on to Alex as well. This is chaos for Ninjas in Pyjamas, and they get 3 kills in about just as many seconds. Crazy.
I'm pretty speechless after that. That was just a great engage from everyone. I mean, let's look back at what happened first. Extinct 1v1 Darien. So obviously, yeah, he's ahead, but he doesn't have very many items. He's not really 100% stronger than him just yet. Then we see Bjergsen and Lino come in middle to pick up the kill on Alex, and then Freeze and Deficio. You see the bubble land, you see them pick up a kill, and that's going to be continuing to happen then over and over. And you still see Genja right now. He's coming back bottom. So he wants to stay in this lane, and this means that Diamond, when he hits level 6, I would really expect him to come around to make a gank happen.
And this is a game that's going very badly, very quickly from Gambit. And let's not forget, we almost counted out that Lemon Dogs game. Not really, I don't want to call it a fluke, because Lemon Dogs did play incredibly well. But we saw what happened in that game to Gambit. Once they started to fall behind, it looked almost as if Darien had lost interest in the game completely. You know, he was off doing his own thing pretty much, while inhibitors and turrets were being taken down on the other side of the map. That's not quite at this stage, but it might come to it. Maluno's going to visit his top lane again. The taunt is going to land onto him. Knockup is not quite going to get in there, but Maluno will actually hit him with the blow that knocks him up in the air, gets the kill. 6-0, 3 kills for Xin Zhao in the jungle. Massacre right now after only 8 minutes. I'm
surprised Darren hasn't flipped his table in anger, because that's like the 3rd gank on him in a row. He's just being slaughtered left and right, and someone has to do something for him here. And you know, you mentioned Lemon Dogs, how they completely destroyed Gambit in their game last week, but right now Gambit kind of picked the same kind of lineup in terms of Jace. You want him in that late game, you want that tier stacked up with the Mirror Mana. Ryze, you obviously want his mana stacked up with the tier, the Catalyst, or the Rod of Ages. And then you have Evelyn, who is really strong mid game, but the rest of the team isn't that strong middle, so it's kind of a little bit weird. But if anyone can pull back from a deficit like this early in the game, Gambit's definitely the team to do it.
Indeed. And there we see Evelyn, the statistic, banned 13 times against Gambit so far here in the summer split. And, well, we're not seeing too much of a reason. Why is the charm going to land here on towards Alex H? Ultimate use from Bjergsen. He gets locked up, but that won't make a difference. Bjergsen, 1v1 kill onto Alex. He goes 2 for 0. Genja actually going to come around the side. Does manage to land the piercing arrow here. Bjergsen, though, has got a flash, as does Genja. And he'll just walk away from that one safe and with a blue buff.
And Genja's only level 5. So, I mean, like, I think Bjergsen was potentially going to flash that, assuming that he had his ultimate available, but obviously he didn't. And just like you mentioned, Bjergsen, he came home with a blue buff from that. And Darren, he's level 6 to level 8 of Extinct. I don't even think Jace can come back from this in terms of a 1v1. So, Diamond, who, you know, we've always pegged as being very strong, very aggressive early on. He hasn't been involved in a gank yet. Like, he sat middle for a little bit when he's around level 4, but he never made a gank happen.
It's funny you should say that. We've just seen Diamond coming over the top of a ward there as Extinct putting some more damage down on towards Darian in this top lane. He's trying to bait him out there, but they've already pinged that location because they saw him going over the pink ward by the middle. They expected him to come up to this top lane. They'd already pinged that one out, and they know that he's there.
And Nunu, he's waiting on the sidelines. He wants to turn this gank around, maybe pick up a double kill. And in the meantime, bottom, you actually see Freeze and Deficio keeping Darker completely zoned from his turret here, letting the minions do all the damage tonight. A lot of farm, but Alex is coming in from behind him.
Oh, Freeze is actually going to be pushing in aggressive on this one. Throws out the ultimate. That's a dead Darker. As Alex comes in, he realizes, you know what, I can't even fight this. There's nothing I can do against Freeze and Deficio. And now Bjergsen is coming in here as well. They may collapse as a three-man on towards Alex Hitch. He's going to have to pick his targets very closely here. Once they actually come under this turret and pick up that aggro, we see Genja coming down from the bottom side, but we are going to see Ninjas in Pyjamas. They're going to go in for this one. They do lock him up with a charm. The target from Alex is going to be Bjergsen, as Freeze does get himself locked up under the tower. He flashes. He is safe. He's going to walk away from that one. And NIP, not only getting kills, are going to have the tower as well.
And remember, 74% of the people have voted that Gambit would win this game, but being down 9-0 is just ridiculously good for NIP. We look at the kill spread we currently have, because, you know, Joe, you and I always mention this quite a bit of where the kills necessarily are, but we see 1 kill on Extinct, we see 3 kills on Nunu, the jungler, we see 2 kills already on Bjergsen, 2 kills on Freeze, even 1 on Deficio, and I mean, the spread really couldn't get better than that, as they're all picking up some major items really soon.
One good thing here for Gambit is that Darian is actually ahead in the CS right now, 76 to 63. That's pretty much what's keeping him in this game right now. He's not really worth much gold to be taken down either for Extinct, so he's just going to have to play his farm game. He's obviously at 1-0-3 right now. You can see that it's only about a 500 gold difference overall, though.
And when Extinct goes home and picks up that Sunfire cape, I'm not sure if Darren could even 1v1 him, even though he, you know, yeah, he's ahead in CS, he's catching up on levels, but shown with the Sunfire does a lot of damage, not to mention, look at Extinct's health bar compared to Darren's. So Nunu heading up top again. We do have the Flash Taunt available and Ignite for Extinct, and he might be able to go in here.
Well, let's see, he's hanging back. Nunu is actually recalling currently, as we see Diamond start to wander up to this top side of the map. He's just going for his golems, though, not actually getting too involved on this top lane just yet. And that's been the real problem here. He's not been able to get in anywhere around the map.
And the thing is, you should thrive from the early game, just having the stealth. But the problem is, the only lane he really has to gank with CC is middle. And Alex has already been shut down by Bjergsen quite well, so he's really having a tough time. And if he has any hopes to be impactful as the game goes on, he has to make a play happen soon.
Very true. I mean, how are you going to lock down a Shen with just that Jace in there? You've got to hope that the acceleration gate's going to be enough to actually keep you up with him. Obviously running Flash as well. That's a lot of ground that Extinct can cover here before anything bad can really happen to him. Diamond has decided to recall now from that top side as well, so we're not going to see anything in that top lane.
And Joe, let's take a look at CS real quick, because as you can see, it's very one-sided for NIP, as you would expect. You know, Bjergsen, he has a 30 CS lead middle. We see bottom lane a 40 CS lead for Freeze. And Genja, I mean, typically, he is the kind of AD carry player that would never really fall behind in farm on you, as we do have NIP going for a Dragon here. And he might actually continue to do his normal style of, he'll split push a lane while the rest of the game groups up and tries to fight.
Well, NIP are going to be taking first Dragon. There's no doubt about this one. That will extend their gold lead to over 5,000. We're only 13.5 minutes into the game, and they've got a 5 grand gold lead at this point. They are looking very, very good from that. You can see Extinct didn't actually get to recall from that top lane. As a flash coming in from Bjergsen there. He wasn't a flash. Who flashed away? Doesn't matter, because Darian's burning at the top lane. He's got, again, taunted under there. It was Alex that actually flashed away from Bjergsen in that middle lane as we just flashed over to him. And right now, NIP going to have a blue buff for Bjergsen as well. Everything is going to plan here, up in double figures on kills, and not one of them has died yet.
But Joe, there's one thing I'm looking at right now for NIP, since they're obviously 3 weeks in with their new lineup changes, as we do have Deficio and Freeze waiting for Genja to push up. It might actually work out for them, because they have a pink ward in that bush. So they decide to go in for the tidal wave.
Yeah, it's a tidal wave. We do see Chain of Corruption coming down. That's going to split to Deficio. Genja actually waited then until Deficio threw out the bubble before he used that flash to get away. He knew it was going to spread to Deficio afterwards, and a lot used there, to be honest, by NIP to try and lock up that kill. And Genja's even sneakily farming their last couple of minions away of that wave with his piercing arrows. Nunu now is headed to the top, and look at this. He's circumnavigated that ward in the top lane. He's not going to be spotted here by Alex.
And can he get the kill onto him? Alex is relatively taking. He knocks him away with his ultimate.
Yeah, flashes in for that one. Another taunt going to land from Extinct, and this is going to be a dead Alex H. Maluno picks up another one. He is now 4-0-1 with his Xin Chao.
You know, we have to talk about Maluno a little bit, just in terms of his history in the LCS. He started off with Dragonborns. Obviously, he wasn't in the team initially since it was Broken Shard who ended up stepping down and became the manager, but you know, we were a little bit skeptical of Maluno first, but after a couple of weeks, he played so damn well for Dragonborns. He ended up getting benched a little bit, then coming back, but right now with NIP, he looks so at home. Like, in this game alone, he's been providing ganks on Darien constantly. He's providing a gank on Alex right there. He's been around the map consistently picking up kills, making plays happen, and he's doing such a great job.
Look at Extinct, he's 6 levels after getting his ultimate right now. And I don't remember seeing him use it once because he's just not really needed to. They've not needed the protection side, at least, of that Stan United. We may see it obviously being used a little bit later on to get in more on those fights. Right now, Extinct does have that Sunfire Cape finish, got Ninja Tabby as well as that Doran Shield. And because of the fact that Darien is so far behind him right now, he's actually going in towards the mid lane as they try to get something done there.
Yeah, and there's one thing we have to talk about right now, Joe, because it looks like we do have a little bit of a lull in the action, is the fact that if you give Gambit a finger, they take your arm. We say that all the time. And if NIP, if they stop this aggression, if they kind of took their foot off the pedal for just a couple of minutes, Gambit can claw their way back easily. So NIP has to be very careful right here.
Well, they have to know that. They have to know that that is the case here. We've got a Deathfire Grass now finished for Bjergsen, by the way. So that 1v1 potential that we saw from him earlier, managing to take down Alex Ich, is only going to be amplified with that DFG in there. Right now, Nipper actually going to be getting themselves together for a push on this middle turret. And I tell you what, it's already pretty low here. And I'm not sure that Gambit can defend it. They can't. This is going down.
I think as Extinct has ultimate available, Genda's over towards the top side. So they have to pretty much give this away. And it looks like they're going to just clear out the outer turrets one by one as they got bottom, they got middle. And we see Bjergsen heading top here. So it's going to give them even more gold. They're almost approaching 10,000 17 minutes in, Joe.
Yeah, it's really a crazy one here. I mean, they are seeing them pushing this top lane as well. That is going to go down. Third turret. We may see them fall into a trap right now, though. Diamond just waiting inside of the brush. There is the ultimate coming out. Where is Darkest Crescendo going to go? It goes to Bjergsen, but the rest of his team are focusing Extinct here. They're actually going to get him low up. In the meantime, Bjergsen has killed Sona off to the side. We finally see Extinct going down from this, but now Diamond chasing in on towards Bjergsen. But look at the damage as we see Maluno pick up another one in middle. Look at Diamond. He's gone extremely low from this one as he tries to walk away. He will get away, but they've lost a middle inner turret for the pleasure.
So 1 death for NIP, but a free turret middle and 2 kills on the Gambit. That was just so well done by them. And you pointed out something really interesting during the fight is that they were focusing Extinct down. He's the tankiest member of the team, as it looks like he's actually going to be going for a wit's end here, which we have to talk about a little bit because it's been changed in the 3.8 patch, I believe it was, where it doesn't just give you magic resist, it steals away magic resist from the target you're attacking, so it makes it even more powerful. And whoever they hit that with, that means Bjergsen's going to tear them a new one.
Yeah, very, very dangerous on that front. My point before all the action went down there again was, you know, Diamond in the jungle. We've seen this Evelyn banned out for him so many times here, but the fact is we've not seen him shining bright like the Diamond that we actually know here in the jungle for Gambit game, and he's not been able to have any impact whatsoever despite getting that champion that he's almost been begging for these last few weeks.
And this kind of reminds me of something that Demon and I were talking about yesterday, is that Twisted Fate was let through a couple of times. We'll get back 10 seconds. It looks like Maluno's going to come around, try to steal this away. It does go in, but I don't know who got the blue.
It was Maluno. He actually used his smite there to get that one down, and he's going to push in. This is another kill. Extinct comes back after dying. Says, I'll have another one. Thank you very much. Up to now 3-1-5. Well, look at this. Darien, who we said, he's 0-6 right now, Darien. He's ahead in CF, and he's managed to get that turret. That is the first turret of the game for Gambit, but their inhibitor turret's being pushed, and look at Extinct with Shen. In the bottom lane, he's on the inner turret there as well.
Yeah, so they're going to let Darien have that, because either way, NIP's going to get another major turret. As you see the ultimate come out of freeze, so he's going to clear that wave a little bit. And I was trying to touch on is that yesterday we had, Demon and I were talking about how Twisted Fate was let through 3 games yesterday. Only won 1 out of the 3, but we were mentioning, you know, you let this Twisted Fate go through, and even Alex was talking about it specifically, is they forget how to play it. They're like, they'll just grab Twisted Fate because it's available, but we do see Diamond trying to go in here.
Yeah, he's going in, but he's been DFG'd, and he's now dead. It's Deficio that picks that one up. Alex going in on towards Freeze, who will flash out there. Now it's Alex in all kinds of danger from this one. He will even fall, surely. He's been chased down by Bjergsen on the other side. They've killed Darker on the back, but NIP moving in towards that kill here on Rise, and they could just push turret strike now, but it's 16-2, and they want to pad them stats a little bit more, as Alex does actually get that Rune Prison down, and he is still running for dear life. Extinct wants this one.
And he's eventually getting here. Alex is just trying to buy time, but in the end, he's eventually going to die. But the whole point of what I was trying to say was that you can give someone a champion. He's been banned 13 times against Diamond with that Evelynn, but he just isn't playing like he used to. Like you're saying before, he's not shining as bright as we expect him to.
Genja able to clear that wave out though now, so there's no immediate danger to that inhibitor turret, but they've already lost the first oh no, it didn't go down. They didn't finish it off because they were hunting for Elixir, where they could have got that inhibitor, but no, it's really quite far gone this game already. We're almost at a 10,000 gold lead. We're only 20 minutes into this game, and look at some of the, I mean, we can touch on the items here. There's obviously a massive disparity between them. Bloodthirst, the last whisper for Freeze. Look at the other side, just a BF sword, and that tier stacking up on Varus, which takes forever, plus 3 Doran's blades as well. Now, that whole build that he's got in there just screams we are incredibly far behind, and we need some kind of power now to deal with that one. On the other side, Bjergsen, we talked about his DFG before. He's got almost that full Rabadon's Death Cap built up as well. Runic Bulwark in, that Wit's End is now finished for Shen. Very difficult game for NIP to be losing now.
And the thing is that NIP, they're winning in kills, but they're also winning in farm pretty much, minus obviously the top laners, and that's really hard to do against Gambit, where teams, you know, they'll get a couple of kills over Gambit, but in the end, Gambit has the same amount of gold. But NIP is doing it on all fronts here. It looks like they're potentially be going for Baron here, but I would say that middle inhibitor should be the first thing they go for.
Well, they're trying to tempt Gambit in there. Gambit, not a team who usually get baited in by things like that. Deficio obviously got this Oracle on, and I don't think Gambit can even think about buying an Oracle right now. He's basically struggling for wards at this point as a charm is going to land, and Darker goes down. It's Freezer's ultimate that picks that one up. Now they focus Elixir. Double kill coming down for Draven, and they could win the game right here.
They do have enough time. It looks like they have 30 seconds left on Alex. They're going to get the inhibitor down. Diamond is behind them, but NIP, are they going to go for it? Or are they going to play it safe? And it looks like they're going to go for the latter of the two.
I liked how you dodged that one. Expertly done. I thought they were just waiting for that one single minion to tank up one hit from the turrets, but in the end, no. They decide, you know what, guys? Let's back away from this one. Let's get ourselves even more of a lead by taking out that Baron, and then we're going to really get things going, and it will be a Baron started here for NIP. Diamond is actually over the side. Now, if they're able to get a steal here, I'm not going to call it a comeback just yet because it's 10,000 gold. But there is that opportunity then for things to get rolled.
We've seen NK Inc. do this over in North America with blind steals, but it looks like Diamond's not going to go for it here as he's going to be coming around. Baron does go over to NIP though.
Baron taken, now they focus down Darian. He's dead once again as the push comes around. They try and pick up Diamond, who just speeds away there. He did manage to get that kill on towards Freeze. Oh, great flash out of Darker there just to avoid that taunt coming out of Shen, but they've lost a Baron. It's now 4 versus 4. Jace has gone down. NIP here are looking to get in on towards Diamond. He walks on top of a pink one. He's going to get charmed up. Bubble comes in. He is dead. Bjergsen unstoppable at 505.
I could tell what was going through Diamond's head right there as he walked into that bush with the pink. He's like, okay, I'm in here. I might be able to get behind him. I'm going to keep vision. Wait, they're walking towards me. I got to start getting out of here, and ended up getting killed. And that's all due to how dominant NIP's been playing, with Deficio having 6,000 gold total to the 3,700 of Darker. Yeah. Like that's so many more pink wards. That's a GP10 which he picked up, which honestly he might not have even needed. But he has the Lock of the Iron Solari, he has an Oracle, like he has so many more items, and that gives him so much more control. Where Diamond, we talked about on Evelynn, you want to be more of a mid-game champion where you can make the plays happen because the enemy team doesn't have the ability to get the coverage. But NIP bypassed that, and they're just walking all over them.
Just going to be getting these buffs, clearing out their jungle here right now, NIP. Red buff, of course, going over onto Freeze. Genja going to get his red buff as well. For what help it'll give him, we'll have to see about that as the next fight. Maybe around the corner there. As Darian walks down, he's like, I'm going to push this lane out. Goes, oh, wow, there's 3 of them there. I'm just going to back away from that. 0-7 is enough deaths for me here for one day. He's got that Muramana now finished up. Got the Hex Drinker and a Brutalizer in there as well. But he's obviously not in the position where he wanted to be 25 minutes almost in towards this game. So, are NIP going to be able to take away a second inhib of the game? They are certainly lining up for this one. And there you see Freezer's win rate with Draven currently 100%. and it's looking like it might stay that way.
Yeah, I mean, we have to give him credit. He's been playing phenomenal Draven, not to mention Deficio, which we really need to give him credit for because he's 2-0-8. His KDA is through the roof right now, and they've been playing the whole lane combo, the synergy they've been using, the whole landing a bubble, picking up the kill, it's just working out for them. And Extinct pushing top lane right now, as you can see the bottom left-hand side of your screen. No one can stop him, so they're just going to give that turret up. And now Extinct, he could join here or just keep pushing the top lane.
The poke that Gambit have actually got here via Jace and Varus is pretty decently strong by now, obviously with that Bloodthirster in there, with Jace having that Brutalizer and the Muramana now done. So they are able to drop them down a little bit. But yeah, as you see there in the bottom left-hand side of your screen, Alexich has had to go over to deal with the Shen. And now Ninjas in Pyjamas should just be able to push straight through with that wave and take down Inhibitor turret number 2.
Looks like they will in fact do that, but what are Gambit going to do? Are they going to let the second one go as Diamond, he makes his move?
Yeah, they've got to fight this one as Diamond does start to come in. Tidal Wave goes down from Deficio. I think a little bit early maybe for that one, but in the end, going to be used up. NIP though, they've got the heals here coming out. Freeze, of course, has a Bloodthirster to heal everything back up. They've got Baron buff giving them the regen. They're just going to come straight back into this.
They should be able to take it here on this. Well, they don't even have a wave. They're just face taking it here, but they're being very safe, very careful, and it's actually really smart. We see the bottom side of your screen. Alex is pretty much dominating Extinct.
Yeah, well,
well, not anymore.
It's a Shen versus a Ryze, and by all rights, that Shen should be walking away when Ryze comes to stop him. And Extinct is just not really doing that, as we see Diamond getting involved once again, trying to get down on towards Bjergsen, but he takes a blast of damage from Freeze as he pushes forward for that. The Inhibitor is... Was it taken or is it still alive? So it's just about still alive. There we go. It finally gets dropped down. So that will be Inhibitor number 2. The super minions have already come up this middle lane. And to be honest, NIP here, they probably could push through with what they've got. But this final inhib turret, Extinct's already done the work onto that one. That will be the third and final turret outside of the Nexus. And let's see if Gambit can hold on here as Nip go in for it. Maluno actually going in there. Crescendo comes back around. Maluno going very low, has to flash away. But look at Extinct at the back doing a lot of work on towards Darien. He will have to walk away, burning from the Ignite. Maluno is still low as we see Freeze there. He's just trying to hold Gambit off while the rest of his team back away. But what a push there with Baron. I mean, all of the Inhibitor turrets down. They took the bottom inhib. The middle inhib was taken earlier on. They almost got the top one as well. But that's how you do it with a Baron.
And not to mention, they're going home with a lot of gold. We see the Honey guys already picked up right now. For Bjergsen, a Giant's Belt being picked up from Maluna. You have another Oracle for Deficio as AD carry. And they're just going to come back so much stronger as Draven.
Double Bloodthirster.
Why not, you know? I mean, Genji was like the first man to do that back in Katowice, I believe it was. And he's doing it just to, you know, I can do a little bit of extra damage here, because you see how hard he hits with that last Whisper. I mean, Diamond took one hit and it chunked him down about 1/5 of his life.
Yeah, and of course, Darien did that yesterday when he played Aatrox as well, fighting for that second Bloodthirster, because why not? Is the official reasoning that we're going for. Right now, Ari going towards his top lane, and he's going to try and get in on towards Alexich. Where's the ultimate? He's actually... Alex, I think, would have got away from that one. I think the recall would have taken him back. Bjergsen going to go diving in there. Here comes Shen as well. Alex in all kinds of trouble from this one. Taunt comes down, and Extinct goes up to 6-1-7. Sensational stuff from him.
Where did he get all those kills from? He was like 1-0 and like 3, and then out of nowhere 6 kills total. And with that, with him being down another 30 seconds, they're going to get this middle inhibitor. They're going to get the top inhibitor if they want. And they should be able to pretty much round off the game from these super minions pushing, because they're going to have double super minions in each lane.
Well, Gambit push bottom out. Maluno goes diving in towards Darien. Would usually just hammer him away, but he's more concerned of getting himself straight out of the way from that one. There is the third and final inhibitor going down, and NIP, they've got those super minions squeezing in here as Diamond takes a massive blast. Ulti comes out there from Draven. Couldn't quite get the return to get that extra damage off, but they're focusing in now towards the Nexus turrets. Gambit have to fight them right here. They have to do something about this one. As a charm lands on towards Alex. Here comes the tidal wave as Diamond takes a load of damage. He gets onto the fountain. Darien not got the luxury of that one as Genji gets taunted up there, charmed up onto the top of the fountain itself. But look at that, the Nexus turrets are already pretty much gone as Freeze goes in onto the fountain, gets another kill, and Ninjas in Pyjamas are going to destroy Gambit here for a fantastic